Hey YouTubers, it's Eggers05 and I'm on a new laptop with a webcam, so this is going to be exciting. And today I'm going to show you how to hatch Triops. Now I've tried many times and found the perfect way, so you're almost guaranteed to hatch Triops. Now there are many brands out there where you can buy Triops eggs and kits, containers, stuff like that. Some brands aren't the best. They will work, but very hard to get them work. Uncle Milton, a big no-no. I mean, you can buy the kit, but I definitely suggest buying a different brand of eggs for them because so many people have tried and failed in there. Sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. Now, the brand I use is Triops. It's exactly how it's spelled, Triops. You can go to Triops.com and that will show you all the products that they have. You can order them there, or for cheaper, you can go to your local hobby store. If you have a Hobby Lobby, especially, they're going to be very cheap there. Michael's, they have them there, have them all over the place in any hobby store. Walmart, I don't think Walmart has them anymore. They used to, but I don't think so anymore. I bought a deluxe kit, and it comes with a big tank and everything. Very cool. So let's begin. Now, first you will need a hatching container. This I bought from the same brand, Triops, in a hatching kit. If you don't buy a kit or anything like that, you can always use a plastic cup. Make sure it's clear though. That's one of the biggest things. You want it to be clear. If it's not clear, then it's going to be very difficult to hatch your Triops. Alright, the second thing you're going to want is actually, you're going to want to take some electric tape, the black electric tape, and you're going to want to tape it onto a piece of paper and then cut it out. And put this around the back, just set it around the back of your cup. If you don't, you're never ever going to see your Triops. I've tried and tried, searching with lights and everything without this, and it doesn't work. So you're going to want one of these. You can put them on the back of the thing. There. You can also put them on the bottom, and that can work sometimes, but it just depends on the lighting you have for the bottom. You're going to want a heat lamp. You can actually use just a regular desk lamp, but it needs to produce heat. And it needs to be very bright. 60 watts is the lowest you want to go for these guys. They can survive. I accidentally left my lamp on way too close to the cage for a day and a half while I was away, and it got over 100 degrees in that thing, and they were still alive, so that's okay. But definitely you don't want to keep them at that, but they're okay, and they can go below 60 degrees, but same thing with the heat. You don't want it to go too low. The best temperature is between 73 and 84, I think. Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. I just kind of keep them in the 80s range. It works pretty well for me. You are going to want a magnifying glass. Most kits come with one. You can just get any old one will do. They're better so you can at least view your Triops. Now when they hatch, they are going to be tiny. Very tiny. They're going to be smaller than their eggs. That's the other thing you're going to want. Triops eggs. This is from the tank. See Triops.com. The eggs, let's see. I don't know. This is an HD camera. I don't know how much that'll make it better, but I think I might be able to show you. Yep. Kind of. See those eggs? Those eggs are actually the size of a pinhead. When those baby Triops hatch, they are way smaller than their eggs. That's why it's especially important to have a magnifying glass and black background. You're going to want a pipette. Some things just say something to stir with, but pipette's better. You can suck up debris. You're not going to want to suck up debris in the tank until your Triops get at least a centimeter long. Otherwise, you're going to suck them up and kill them. And a thermometer. Any old thermometer will do. Even a fish thermometer. Those ones you can just stick in there and they float, or stick to the back. Those are really great. They work really well. I used a plastic cup for my recent Triops, and I put the thermometer thingy and I stuck it right in the little suction cup on the side of the cup, but it didn't stick, so I took some more black electric tape and taped that suction cup so it sticks to the cup, and it worked pretty well. Now, you can add a carrot to your tank for the Triops to hatch. It's better for them, but you don't always have to, and it's actually, I recommend not doing it because it makes your tank very, very dirty. If you let it sit there in the light for a long time, the carrot begins to break down, and it makes your tank really icky. Icky. So yeah. And of course, you'll need water. Now, I use distilled water. Most things tell you to use spring water, but distilled water is better. Do not listen to the instructions when they say spring water. Use distilled. Now, I know because different brands of water are local, but if you do happen to find a great value distilled water near you, that's the one I used, and I know a couple other people who use this exact brand of water, and it worked really well. And the instructions will say that you should hatch at least 1 to 3 Triops at a time, like that you're going to hatch, add 10 eggs. Well, I added my whole container, because it told me to, and I had 27 Triops hatch. And they're still itty bitty now, it's only been 3 days. Yeah, 27. And that was yesterday, actually. And there might be a few more now. Just there were more eggs in there, so crazy. But most likely, not all of them will survive to adulthood due to cannibalism. Yes, they do eat each other, and they eat other live things. They'll eat pretty much anything that fits in their mouth, so you gotta be very careful with that. Alright, so let's see here. If I can move the camera so it can point. Perfect. Now you can see that cup right there. See? That's the tank with my other Triops. It does have a carrot in it, and you can see it's kind of gross. It looks gross and dirty, but that's just how it's going to be most of the time, especially after you start feeding them. But once they get adults, and you'll be able to clean them, take them out of there and put them in a bigger tank, that tank will be cleaner, trust me, because you're not going to have to put that baby food in. It's kind of gross because it turns to like a liquid, and green liquid, and you pour it in, and it's gross. Okay, so let's begin. I'm going to show you this container right here. It has tadpoles in it. I just want to hatch those. I actually found the eggs in a pond. So this might work. Alright, that's good. Yeah. Okay. So let's fill the container to 2/3 of water. Oh, more than that. Oh, that's good. Okay. Now, take the eggs, tap on the lid, unless you have a bag. If you have them in a bag, then just pour them in. But you don't want these eggs to go everywhere. And I like to hold my breath when I open this, just because if you breathe out, they'll fly everywhere. Or you can inhale them. I know a guy, he made a little Alice in Wonderland figure about the size of these eggs. He's a famous artist. And he inhaled it by accident and never saw it again. So, now, I'm talking this way because I don't want to blow the eggs away, but you don't want to pour all of these eggs in. I'm tapping it at the side so they'll get down there, and I can choose it. So I don't want to pour all of them in. Alright, that looks pretty good. You want to make sure they don't stick to the side. They're not going to hatch if they stick to the side. Now, thermometer. Most things tell you to stick it on the outside. Definitely not, because it will not read the water temperature. It'll read the temperature of outside or the lamp or whatever else. I don't even stick it. I just simply put it through the side so I don't, touch any eggs, and let it sink. And try not to touch the water after you started this, and try not to mess with it with a pipette or anything. I found that causes them to less likely to hatch. And it doesn't always take 24 hours for them to hatch. Sometimes it can take up to a week for them to finally hatch. One guy, it took him 3 weeks. So that just depends on what the temperature is and everything. You want to keep it pretty warm for these guys, and I keep the lamp on 24 hours, and it seems to do pretty well. Yeah, okay. And then you can use this, of course. You don't need it right away. If you don't have electric tape at your home, I don't know if a lot of people have electric tape at home, but you look, you can see the eggs without this, but when they hatch, you're definitely going to want one of these. Alright, so I'm just going to scoot these guys over, scoot the tadpoles over with my water. Now, with my traps. Right there, actually, should be right in there. Okay, so that's how you hatch triops. And I will keep you updated on these triops and the triops I have right now. I'm afraid I might not be able to show you these triops because they're very tiny. But you know what? You can see the eggs. I hope. Let's try it. Oh, I gotta be very careful. There should really be a light, but no, I don't think you're going to be able to see them. They're very tiny, but I have quite a few in there. Oh, and that stuff you see right there, that's, darn, I forgot the name, but it's dried plant matter, and some kits come with it, and it acts as a conditioner, and it helps, it's better for the triops. Yeah, I see them right now. Can't see them through the, camera, sadly. This is a very long tutorial. I'm sorry that I talk so much. I kind of feel bad for that. But, yeah, I have a lot of triops in there. I'm hoping these guys will hatch. And if these guys don't hatch, that's going to be a big question for me, because I did almost everything the same, except for these guys. They had a carrot and the conditioner. So, to really see if they need a carrot and conditioner, that could be a test. And I will keep you updated on all these triops. And if you comment enough or whatever, and you want to find out about my tadpoles, I can make a video on my tadpoles and keep you updated every week. These tadpoles, when I found them, they were about the size, the tip of this pipette, smaller than my finger, of course. Probably about, that very tip of my pinky above my nail. See that? Yeah, that's about how big they were. They were tiny. And they had just hatched. I actually watched them hatch. It was pretty fun. And they've grown pretty big. Now they're actually about that big. So we'll keep you updated. When they become frogs, I will keep you updated then. Alright, now this has been a long tutorial. So I think I should go. Alright. See you guys. Keep you updated. Keep watching. Don't bail on me.